Hello, my name is Jeremy, just your average everyday guy. That is until sometime in my early 30s, I developed a spinal condition known as ankylosing spondylitis. It took me from this, 6 foot tall, to this, not 6 foot tall. But I wasn't going to let that get me down forever, so eventually I kicked some bad habits and started fighting back. I still get some pretty strange looks, but I'm now doing what I love, traveling and adventuring. My goal is to show other people with disabilities or anyone facing challenges that your best days don't have to be behind you and that there's always hope. So thanks for joining me, the Handicapped Hiker.
On the last episode, I made a quick stop at the summit of Mount Greylock in Massachusetts. Then I hiked to Lye Brook Falls in Vermont. The following day, I spent 7 grueling hours hiking to the summit of Mount Mansfield. After a beautiful drive through Vermont, I spent the night recovering at a hotel in New Hampshire. Now, I'm heading north into Franconia Notch State Park. Sore knees and all.
Well, looks like we're gonna get a lot of rain today. We'll just go about our plans as usual and see how it goes, I guess. Might spend some more time in the car than normal today. But thankfully there's not a whole lot of driving to do. This rain just seems to follow me though. It really does. I don't want to sound too negative or anything, but boy, it just, every time I show up somewhere it's beautiful and it's raining by the end of the day. Especially if I'm camping. I know it's just coincidence, but boy.
Welcome to Flume Gorge, part of Franconia Notch State Park in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. I'm here to do the 2.2-mile loop trail with 462 feet of elevation gain, a piece of cake compared to yesterday's Mount Mansfield hike. This gorge was discovered in 1808 by a 93-year-old woman while fishing. I guess people were built differently back then. Up until 1883, there was a large egg-shaped boulder about 12 foot by 10 foot, wedged between the upper gorge walls. A heavy rainstorm caused a landslide and dislodged the boulder. To this day, it has never been found. I've mentioned before that I'm usually not impressed by man-made attractions, but the story behind this bridge is pretty interesting. There was once a 175-foot tall white pine, known as the Sentinel pine, that stood on the cliff above, overlooking the river basin below. After it was uprooted in the 1938 hurricane, a large length of the 5-foot diameter tree was used to span the river gorge and support the bridge you see here. This was a pretty fun hike. I had some other stops planned for today, but I'm still pretty beat up from yesterday, and besides that, it looks like the rain found me again. This is Interstate 93. Do you notice anything strange? That's right. This 8-mile stretch is only one lane in each direction. It's the only interstate to receive a congressional exemption to the Interstate Highway Standards for environmental concerns. They were afraid that excessive vibration caused by heavy traffic could damage the Old Man of the Mountain, a 40-foot-tall cliffside rock formation that resembled a human face in profile. You may have seen it on the state emblem, license plates, and the first round of U.S. state quarters. But guess what? In 2003, it collapsed anyway. My plan for tonight was to camp near the base of Mount Washington and hike up the Tuckerman Ravine Trail early in the morning. But as you can see, this weather is only getting worse. So I'm finding a hotel in Gorham and calling it a night. Well, since I canceled my hike for today, I might as well go ahead and drive up to the summit. The Mount Washington Auto Road was completed in 1861 and climbs over 4,600 feet in 7.6 miles. This is the highest mountain in the Northeast at 6,288 feet above sea level, and it's the tallest by prominence east of the Mississippi. It serves as a stop along the Appalachian Trail and is known for quote-unquote the world's worst weather, with record low temperatures and record high winds. The trail I was going to attempt is 8 miles round trip with 4,242 feet of elevation gain. To be honest, weather aside, I don't think I'm ready for this one yet, but it's staying on my list. Yeah, it's probably a good idea that I didn't try to hike this today. I don't think I'm ready for this yet. So at this point in the trip, I was starting to overhear people talking about Lee, some storm named Lee. I soon learned that my first trip to Maine coincided with the first serious hurricane threat in over 50 years, Hurricane Lee. And my mom's middle name is Lee, so I should be terrified. Last couple days have been pretty rainy and dreary, and now we've got a hurricane heading our way up the coast. So I really don't know how this is going to go the next several days. I had some serious thoughts about whether I should just scrub everything and go home and replan this again next summer or spring. And I'm still not entirely sure if I'm doing the right thing, but I'm going to go ahead and continue on for today and check on the hurricane again this afternoon, this evening, and see what the forecast is going to be. I mean, it really doesn't make sense for me to be paying for all these reservations out here if it's going to be rainy every day and I can't do anything. I mean, I'm here to hike, not hide in my car while it's raining. And I know a lot of you are saying, oh, you can hike in the rain, you wimp. You know, you're right, I can. But that significantly increases the risk of slipping and falling, which I cannot sustain. My bones are brittle. I have disadvantages and weaknesses that some of you hardcore hikers don't have. So I've got to be very careful. I'm dealing with a bum knee right now from the Mount Mansfield hike. I've got to be careful. So, a lot of uncertainty going into the next few days here. But we'll figure it out. I wish the weather was better, but, you know, how many millions of people are saying that today? Can't change it. Just gonna have to roll with it. Touristville, USA, and I'm here.
You have arrived.
Welcome to Acadia National Park. I'm scheduled to be here for the next 4 nights, but all of the excitement is just about to begin, including a scary last-minute hike and an early evacuation. So be sure to tune in for the next episode, and we'll see you then.